kempamo se. Opa, opa.
All these players are going to find a really rough route in because you really can't go through the craters too comfortably. So I'm curious to see how they approach this one. The north's pretty open. It definitely can.
Sad je valjda bolje.
How do you get there?
Sad se kempamo.
Dobro. Sad radi, stream check. Kako treba.
Di su ovi kerovi od tu? Kolaju, a ne grizu. Znači 11 alive. Evo već 3 zone ima 11 alive. Znači.
I Sinister je nokan od Pagea. O, damn force kurac. Ujevo te Klib igra za Team Liquid, što je to? O, brate, Tondo nokan. Klib je pobjegao, kaj, ko pička pobjegao.
A jebem ti sam.
I klip pada od Michaela.
Instant unless you get hit by a grenade or an explosive, in which case this doesn't matter, but still it's really hard when you drive into.
Ja sad radi, jebem mu, ja mater više nema stream, toliki ima 3 sekunde negdje. Jebim li mu miša? Sorry.
But now, hold on, orange. Here we go. Na'Vi locking in Blaze. But Blaze, let's see if they get that timing right. You can see how intense Na'Vi is staring at this one. Senya keeping track of all of this.
Ne puca.
New man to the squad. Nades going off, smoke's going up. They're going to see him soon. Here we go, cresting the edge. Oh, the timing. Oh, orange might have made a bit of a mistake there. He makes up.
Brate, mili,
Kako ih čuje po ruku. Isuse Bože, šta lik radi? Kako ih je čovjek postrijelja, svaka mu čast.
A sam ja uzeo 8 kilova za to. I skupio sam 41 poen. Taman za broncu 1.
Eto, super.
Isuse, 41 poen mi je trebao, majke ti mile.
Gasimo ovo, prebacujemo sa Games, idemo.
Pozdrav, idi igraj Tetris. Da, bravo. Glava? Jeku. Legde ljudi live stream. 8 kila sam uzeo, bog te. Da sam imao metaka uzeo bi još, ali čekam 4 dana za procesor. Koji? Ja čekam već 1 dana za stolicu pa još nije došlo. A rekli su od 2 do 5 dana.
Gdje je vijeko?
Ryzen 5 3600.
Brate, 90 mi je temperatura CPU-a, jebamo miš.
Jel ti GLS mora dostaviti? Ne GLS, ne. Ne znam, u stvari možda, ali besplatna dostava, jer mislim da GLS ne dostavlja besplatno kao. A nemam pojma, možda. Ovaj sebe se samo zna smijat dok te u chatu. I ruga drugima.
Sajba, jaran.
I šta te briga, sajba sad? Ajde. Šta te sad briga? Znači, govorio sam o stolici, jedno 16 dana sam govorio o stolici i sad ti mene pitaš. Ti čekaš u ponedjeljka, ja čekam u četvrtka prošlog.
A reš. Rešio brat. Šetala se cicka micka.
I matično i ramove, nisam jedan streama. Odi ti kod Veksa, ne moraš tu biti uopće kod mene više. Možeš dobiti ban kod mene ako hoćeš. Dobro, pa prije nisam platio.
Sajba, ti si bolji.
Pa da, pa pouzeću sam. A tu mi Kenja po streamovima i ruga se drugima, pa šta sad?
Ne znam, neću ulaz među vas.
Pa samo pouzećem ljudi, ako dođe, dođe, ako ne dođe, njihov problem. Eto se cici mici.
De nek me bana. Eto, Spogs rekao ti je sajba da ga banaš.
Gdje ovaj glava?
Po-
Kad dođe u Hrvatskoj idem u dućan kupiti.
Šta ideš kupit? Ko ide šta kupit?
Ti si naručio matične ramove i procesori iz druge države. S Amazona negdje, šta? Realno, ostaviš i u dućanu nek ti sastav iz Mađarske naručio.
Aha, znam odakle da naručuje iz Extreme Digitala.
Da, vjerojatno.
Mislim da sam pravo, sad će
Ima
da
li
ga
to u
sprdam
Hrvatskoj?
preko tvog streama.
Šta mislim sprda?
Meni je stiglo,
Ipon,
Emanuel, kako?
Ipon.
Brat
Nije
moj.
Extreme Digital. To sam vidio na nabavi.net. A di je ovaj vijeko sad, kad ga treba?
Naručujte ljudi sa Case Kinga.
Da, bravo, to je neki fake sajt.
Case King, aj baš da vidim šta je to, Case King.
Ali sam nešto
Case
tamo
King
kupio.
iskustva, neko je već pisao nešto. Čudi me da tema već ne postoji.
Skemeri, kaže.
Ja uzimao par puta, odličan shop. Ali većina stvari se ne isplati jer velika poštarina 200 kuna za mali delete tool i razlika PDV-a sve pojede. Istina, male narudžbe nemaju smisla, barem ako ne stupe na snagu propisi o nižoj cijeni dostaje, tako da gledate uslugu. Aha. Pa znači da je okej, ne? caseking.d. Idemo vidjeti šta je to.
Nemaj.
caseking.d. Jebote, vidi ovo bojamo, Brata. Tu je neka švapska, kaže, stranica. Case King prvi link. Evo, brate, našla sam. PC configurator, grafik kartan. Ajde vidimo šta kaže grafik kartan. Ale Marken. Ništa Ale Marken, nego Nvidia, brate. Nvidia RTX, šta je to, majko ti ljubi, to je neki slot. Da vidimo MSI-eve, što nude MSI, braće. MSI GeForce RTX 2070, 575 eura, jebote.
Ajmo mi.
2080 Ti Gaming. A ono, tu i tamo, cijene su tu i tamo okej, ono.
Ajde sad se dođu. Hoćeš popiti samo ljudi. Ja pustim malo pesme.
Ovo.
Sad dođu.
A di je Darkekistan? Tamo mu htio dat moda i nema, brata, ušao. Ipon, ali sam nešto tamo kupio s kemeri, sad u bazenu bio, izvolimo govoriti, gdje je šepica? Jel se isplati? Za 6.220,70. Evo, daj meni moda, reši Darka. A, brat moj. Dark je jaran moj stari. Emanuel, ja sam ti danas gledao Instaru 2080, ali nije TI, sam 2080 za 6.800. Budala. Ma ne vidim da si gore pisao, jel si isplati za 6.200 kuna 2070. Kažem ti imaš 2080 u Instaru sam gledao ovoga.
Evo me. Ajme, here.
6.800 je bila.
Pa nemam 15.000 nego 7.
Pa brate, nađi na njuškalu neku grafičku, ne znam zašto si novu uzimao.
Da, isto, to što kaže Vex.
Ja sam uzeo svoj na njuškalu sa Amazona, čovjek kupio sa
A dobro, to je samo za nas ranje. Što si rekao?
Kad? Ne bi, nego... Ma napravit ću ja svađu sa Darkom. Brate, da promijeniš RAM na nekih 3.200. Brate, u ponedjeljak ide sve to. RAM, vodeno hlađenje i matična. Već je tu sve. RAM je Predatorov. 3.333 MHz.
3.333. A to ti ide i na 3.400.
A dobro.
I dalje.
Okej sam ono. Bitno da sam ja to uzeo.
Ajmo mi game dok ovaj ne dođe.
Pa jesam,
Brat
brate.
rekao za 15 minuta.
Bitno da sam ja na konju, da nije konj na meni, to je najbitnije.
Da neće biti komila na tebi.
Ha, reši. Sam malo idem po sokić
Bez
neki.
uvrede. Znam mu žena srat ljudi, kad nešto uzme. Što si to uzeo, zašto to tako skupo? A brat jada, joj. Ne znam šta bi. Unlucky. Lijepi su mi prsti, sad jebem ti život. Jedničak. Ništa nema dropa. Unlucky, bez dropa. MSI X570A Pro OI, jel valja? Brate, 570 se serije i to su dobre matične. Koliko to košta? 1000 i nešto kuna sigurno. Ja imam za 390.000 sam kuna platio matično. Ili 100. Ti Legendovu. Iskreno preporučio bilo bi šta 1300, da. Minas generales. Hacienda del patrón. Impala. Jebi ga sa glavanja.
Spok, sorry.
Ništa. Sad meni glava piše idem. Sunce li u njegov. I ramove neke naći.
Gdje ćemo skakat, brat? A ti skočio?
Imamo Impalu. Dobro. Desno možda pojeverta auto pa. Vjerojatno nemam para.
150 EPS-a u pugu, još ga overclockaš i na neki 170. Ne znam, brat, moj Puerto Paraiso sam ušao ja, Isuse Bože.
Brate mili, znači tu je ispred mene čovjek, ide lendat nekam, lenda je ispred mene tu nekam.
Meni se stolica skroz razvala, znači ošla je u bananu totalno.
Jebi ga.
Ne veze.
Znači full team lenda tu kraj mene.
Ja ne znam sad je li ko lenda u Puerto Paraiso ili nije, joj.
Mislim sam 1660 super. No dobro, to nije loša grafička, to je stvarno okej. Ne znam, ja ti neću akciji naručio, brat moj, znači neću ja tebi govoriti šta da uzimaš. Jer ono, ne bi bilo smisla baš prevelikog. Da sad mijenjaš sistem cijeli zbog mene. Ne, AMD nikako ne možete uzimati. Kad god samo Nvidia, AMD, znači u kurcu. Grafički. Po mojem mišljenju, u kurcu. Pa dobro, brate, iz Mađarske treba stići, jebote. Gledajte, ljudi meni su pisali na, dobro, iz Amazona, točnije sa AliExpressa jest, ali oni su meni pisali da je na granici sa Hrvatskom i ja sam još čekao tjedan i po da dođe. Ali tjedan i po radnih dana da dođe, ne subota, nedjelja, to moraš računati isto. Znači 5 dana, od ponedjeljka do petka, to si mora očekivati da ti neće doći. Odmah.
Gdje ti ljudi na tam promijenio, dakle si naručio, stavi moju adresu. Brate, to je već tu kod mene. Samo ponedjeljak to trebamo ovdje sastaviti jer ne želim se ja bakća s tim, nisam baš neki za te stvari, pa onda...
Znači sad je to na granici sa mučka. Ma, sad je to sve, ja mislim da je to sad sve kaj god stiže iz, iz Evrope, mislim iz Europe, iz drugih zemalja da se na granici, nemam pojma, možda čisti ili nešto pregledava, ko zna. Tako da ono, morate biti strpljivi, pogotovo sad za pregranice, pa ono. Brate, kućemo mi. Ovaj compound možda, a? Ali ja nemam auta nikako.
Imam bagija.
Ja ću ovo lootat tu.
Gdje reći Emanuel nek uzme Intel grafičku. Brat, riješio prešu igricu. Ljudi sajba se počeo drogirat mašine.
Me se čini da će ti njega ovdje lagano me se čini.
Neć.
Tako dođe neko drugi. Bolje je ovaj. A sine vek se bode. Ne, to je sajba rekao.
Sajba je rekao na mom streamu da ti kažem da si kupiš Intel grafičku. Evo. Ja ne znam. Jel to neka šprdnja? Ja mislim da nije.
Ništa Vex, ajde čujemo se.
Vex puko ko kokica.
Sajba, da. Jeste. Brate, luta imam za posrace.
Evo, kaže čovjek da uzmeš Intel RTX GeForce RX 280 T9.
Koliko može strat Bog te mazi. Gledaj koliko poruku sam poslao. Pa dobro, samo šalju. Čim više poruka, laki, recommended.
Jesi zajeban, šajba. Šajba. Sajba.
Dobar, Fokus 3 energije. Zadnja zona, prošli game, ja četvrti završio, znači već sezona skuplja, ja četvrti bio. Znači, ne znam šta ljudi rade. Prstava tu kod mene.
Ne čita se š, nego s, niko to ne konta. Eto, brate, sajba.
Koga valja ova nekada se SBI.
Vraća na benzinskoj tamo kod Impala, evo ovdje. Znači, njih trojica, četvorica, ja ne znam. Ja sam pored njih prošao, bar dritom pored njih.
Sa tim motorom ideš?
Da.
Ja probat na crveni kampon. Nije, ja ću tu ostati sve jedno.
Može i tu imaju ovi sad.
Ja ti imam 10-70. Preporodio sam se kad sam išao sa AMD-a na Nvidia. Preporodio sam se ljudi.
Ajde, idem se kupa pa dođem. Dobro, brate, živio.
Pa smrdiš, aj vidimo se.
Ne volete sa vas dvojica. Ne
Evo
volu se.
idu na motoru. Motorče. Idu pokte po cesti. A, u Los Leones. Na, marš. Šta radi? Zašto ljudi idu u Los? Jel bolje što? Mnogo bolje, brate moj. Treba mi proba da crveno.
Ajde.
Malo kruši s tim motorom. Pobjedi.
Padim, to. Ja sam cvetak.
Jesi ušao?
A, pa gdje si ti?
Aj, pozdrav sajba.
Ušli smo mi već odavno, 50 live, tek. Već igramo 20 minuta game.
Da
A
možemo
jesam u
igrat.
broncu 1, jesam. Sad igrali game, 41 poen, toliko sam i trebao dobiti. 1400 poena imam tamo, znači. Znači ja niš. Bero. Imaš ti Bero?
Imam, brate. Ja sam vidio šesticu, pa sam proletio.
Sad bi mi trebao neki grip. tu flash, ajde rekao.
Trebam.
Dobio unban, evo danas u 1 u noći. Znači samo ja u 1 u noći dobivam unban.
Dolazi motor.
Ne mogu biti brži od njih nikako. Tu su već!
Da.
Jedan je lijevo. Već je kroso tam. Iza ograde. Ovo je puko.
Jesi ti ziher da je puk?
Da.
Pusti mi onda kill.
Uzit će tebi ovi kill. A brate mili, kud si otišao već? Oj!
Ga vidiš gdje?
Ne vidim ovo koje što dođu. Evo još ekipe. Evo još ekipe došli.
Bravo.
Jedan low.
Bacio se neko. Jebem ti mater, pa iza bale sam, pa odakle me gađaju ljudi? Pa ne znam stari odakle me gađa. Pa jebote kru više igrica te jebala. Pa koja pička materna se dešava? Jebem ti srpi čekić. Nas.
Nemam pojma, brate moj. Mene su isto gađali, ali me nisu pogodili. Mene gađalo tu te slijeva no. Aj evo te nokam jednoga, dođe u 6. Stari, ovo je bio 100% puko. Dobar, ovo je SKS blok. Nije uopće loš. Full naduvan, bolje neke mini.
Šta? A šta? A šta hoće?
500 metara.
Što si rekao?
SKS je dobar do 500 metara.
Zašto?
Pa puno pada met, teško pogota dalje.
Ma. Tamo roštiljaš po njemu pa ti je dobro da pogoditi. Ja svaki čovjeka gađa nekih 300.
šta?
DA, for example, who I'm sure you'll be very happy to be playing again tomorrow. I know you're a fan
Ajde, vidi.
of DA back in the back in the picture tomorrow. But for a team like that, and they are a good team. I know we need significantly better from back in the day, like 2 years ago. They're a complete scenario, but like to send it with a
Radite dobio 2 hita, nije palo.
what it's going to allow them to do. For me, I'm just intrigued. The next few days will be a telltale sign. No, it's done absolutely nothing. The team is still playing the same way. Or, yes, now there is a bit of protection from those vehicles, and we can use them and abuse them to the maximum extent.
Let's see if the team really does champion a bit, you know, how to approach the change now. It's
Zatvor ženo vrata.
Example
molim.
of a team that could definitely benefit from it. I'm wondering if anyone else can kind of slot that in rather than being... Again, it is a big change, but it's also...
Vidi se iz ove kuće isto.
About grenades or the grenade damage. It's nothing like that. So.
Pozovi na pan, osvježi dan.
Mislim, ima puno pitanja sad koji se nameću.
Za ovaj BMF to zapravo ne bih
Ali se
nikad
nabadaju
htio dovesti u pitanje, to mora mi ostati
A nisam
to
uz
mora
ovo
ostati
nikada,
klincima. Pogotovo kad su bili tamo, ovo ne ide više. Sad je otišao iz Orehovca i ovo je zadnji put. Ja ga ne branim, mogu me prekrižiti kao da sam BMF, ali ovaj pojas ostaje kod mene doma za klince moje.
Još jednom si ostao bez pojasa, nikad više.
Ovo mi je treći pojas koji imam VFC, jer sam sad još uvijek aktualni prvak tamo, jer sam izgubio ovu zadnju na ovoj kombinaciji Brave-a i VFC-a i srećem da nije bio ovoga za prvaka VFC-a. Imam onaj AFC koji sam dobio protiv Miloševića u Srbiji i sad ovaj. Ne znam, a ovaj mi je vrijedniji, da moram baš birati, ovaj mi je...
Ovo je ko neko životno dijelo, ko nagrada za životno dijelo, znaš kako kažu. Gle stari, ostavio si dušu, tijelo, srce, sve za taj sport. Evo, ok, nisi na kraju karijere, ali ajmo reći da si ušao u pozne godine borilačke karijere. Zasluženo potpuno. A ko će drugi? To sam ja rekao. Ko će drugi ako ne ti ili Vaso? Vaso isto ima 60-70 mečeva. Koliko? Ne mogu sad napamet, zamislim 60-ak od prilike.
Koliko je to vremena samo i živaca, samo za ući u kavez 60 puta koliko je on. I to s takvim likovima koji te može doslovno invalida napraviti od tebe. A za ovo budem za uvijek dužan Forgaću, jer bez njega, da se nije on toga sjetio svega, bez toga ne bi bilo ničega. I dalje bi hodao po cesti Forgije s tim.
Nije tu bilo nekih posebno snažnih udaraca, ali ih je bilo jako puno. Popeo na leđa i bilo je svašta nešto. Mene je iznenadio žilavošću, evo. Stvarno je bilo dosta dolje primljenog. I na kraju stvarno izgledao sav razbijen.
Znači kako on vozi taj Mirade više?
Znači nikak mu nije išlo dobro, nije se predavao i na tome mogu čestitati da pokazuje da ima muda, da ima srca i dok puno ljudi voli dominirati, ali ne voli baš se boji da je spreman to progutati, prožvakati da bi onda na kraju pobjedio. Mislim, i nije mu bilo lako, ja sam ga udarao i s laktovima i sa šakama, kad god se pokušavao udaraca i giljotine.
Tu si dobro, tu si ga jako dobro. Svaki put kad bi ti rekao šta je tu foru, da. Misliš da si ga ne...
Ali mogu isforsirati.
U trenutku je uspio. Nije to izgledalo iz tvoje glave, jesi ušao... Kako je izgledalo to sve iz tvoje perspektive?
To jutro. Ja sam na početku govorim middle kick i onaj spinning shit, spinning hook kick, koji je dosta blizu prošao.
Da, to je bilo...
Mali nisam znao da može toliko visoko dići. Nisam mu to rekao, pogledao bi. Sigurno puno veće šanse i stvarno mislim da i ne znam, pilu naopako, da mislim da me može...
Tvoj završetak i Pančev. Pančev je bio nekren koja je bila čista giljotina. Zato što preko...
imati da bi bila
Ja nisam te vidio uopće.
Čim bliže sam 10 u zadnji pokušaj, to je i prvi uspješni, znao je da je...
Da, ja sam glupost rekao na početku podcasta, sam u biti zamijenio.
Bit of a long run that you can hit.
Nada.
Problematic though, should you not be aware of a team waiting for you there. Unity, they'll continue through. They'll go past Liquid's old stomping grounds because they know no one's really going to be in Pachinki at this time, or at least you wouldn't expect it. It's not a public game. Better luck next time. They're on the dirt track, on the fields. Easy for them, just kind of going to wait it out, feel it out,
Very
see what
good.
move comes their way.
Very good.
Yeah, and then it's really on towards Faith Clan, Etiquette, Team Liquid to a lesser extent. All of them have gone more towards the center of the circle.
Ne, dobio je
Senya,
ko.
calm down. You've got an SKS. You're not, you know, it's not meant to be a good weapon, and you've gone and just delivered towards first phase. It was like, nah, I'm not picking you up, mate. Honestly, you deal with it. You stay there. I'm not peeking that window. Nah, AT's pulled up now. Na'Vi clearly on one right now. Individually, they're definitely on it. First phase can be picked up though. They're safe in the building, so no harm, no foul. Dep's trying to find a little bit of a safer approach. Honestly, I'd avoid red line like the plague. These guys,
Opa, dva tima, opa.
they're spicy today. I feel like, you know, they wanted that extra chili, you know, on the kebab. What do you put on your kebab, Rich?
I'm just, you know what? As soon as you said it, I'm thinking food. It's Friday night. Oh, it has to be.
Isus te mazo.
Yeah.
Chili sauce on it, straight up. I'm really, it's become really bad. Like
Stabil.
I've been trying to like slim down and watch what I eat. I went back to the gym lifting again, and my appetite is just shot through the frigging roof, and it's really annoying. I'm just craving cheese. I don't know why. I'm just craving frigging cheese.
Kome to pit?
So when's the pizza coming in? When's that?
You know what? I've kind of been put off bread, and I don't know why. I had a pizza not so long back, and honestly, I was ill for about a week, and I just can't. So I'll hold on food because from my bad cases and scenarios, we're on to the players' bad cases and scenarios. It completely hard shift.
Hoćeš biti nokan, jebem ti život. Hoćeš biti nokan, jebem ti život.
That's kind of wild. I expected this. Yeah,
Meci SKS idu kroz čovjek.
You'd expect water to then be pushed out and we go more towards the south. There isn't too much terrain to really play with compared to every other bugger place on the map that the circle could have gone.
Oh, this is interesting. This is a fun one. As we said, you know, no one should be in Pachinki because traditionally it doesn't normally head back east. When it's over towards that side of things, it kind of centralizes up around Gak. You know, it even maybe goes up north towards the mountain. We don't see it head back
Bog
east.
te mazo.
So that's why you're seeing everyone in transition. Maybe one or two teams who are on the outskirts now get a bit more play. Etiquette already losing out on a player. This is where you will see some real casualties come in and potentially unavoidable ones because it's just going to be such a dense populace kind of from Gak towards Pachinki. It's how it is. It's open fields. It's on filled up.
Oj, 17 alive.
They're unrecoverable. There's no two ways about it.
17
Liquid get the prime
Jedno
area,
6
I
timova
guess,
ima.
at least for more of the western portion, if you want to look at that way, and then the east is you know, taking.
Pa nemoj me vraćat.
Teams all kind of vying for it. And then you got the northern. There's so many opportunities. This circle could go any which way. I mean,
Znači, prestani me.
You've got ruins in. You've got the kind
Vreme nije
of
full metka.
on either side of the road with
Ne,
Liquid.
zona
You have
stišće,
the
jebem.
Pachinki area, and then you've got the southern fields. There's so much playable area here. We've seen plenty of endings be in.
I just hope it doesn't go full snooze fest and it just like double hard shifts towards the south and we get the same old fields. I think the fields are in the same bucket as what the mountain is. You have to have that double hard shift in order to get it. You know, you're kind of praying for the old island circle, so to speak, where every circle has to be all the way up against it to pull it towards there. Yeah, I don't really know this one. This is, you're going to have to just take a compound wherever you like. I'd feel more comfortable if you were in this anywhere but around ruins, you know, Rosshawk and beyond, all that whole amount of land in the middle now.
Svinja uvijek.
RDMs that are toppled, there's
Šta?
a little bit of water here and there.
Ovo laže igrica, stari moj.
Ma joj, nemoj mi ništa više. Ja ne čujem odakle mi ljudi pucaju, jebate. Jesi ti čuo odakle zgađali?
Nisam čuo, ali otprilike sam znao.
Pa onda koliko su udaljenosti derali materi im jebem u pičku.
Jedno 300 metara. You're fucking hacking, you know? Hari moj, Hari moj, ja sam sad čovjeka 2 put Realan pogodio i onda još 3 put.
Molim. Zašto?
Mislim da...
A sutra ćemo.
Squeaky's actually disconnected from this team of 3, by the way. He's all the way up on top of the mountain. You see him just there, he's scouting.
Like, you want to talk about disconnected? Phase of their 3 and then Uber.
Nisam dobu poena.
He's there, he's moving around.
Ma jesi, kak nisi?
Nisi dobio
I
poen.
guess watching for the field.
Ko?
Someone like Redline potentially, or even
Čekaj.
keeping track of that hill.
Ma jesi, dobio si, nešto je zbagalo.
It's a big information.
Ma
for us.
ratite
Oh my
mili,
God,
baga
he's
se
running.
cijeli...
Look at that, look at him. Way
Jer
down.
meni stalno izbaciva reconnect match.
Daj meni isto. Jesi ti dobio? Pa nisi ni ti dobio. Ja sam ti se continue, ali ništa. Ne radi ništa. Evo, initializing. Pao je Steam.
Continue.
Aj sad ti reci.
They're all in prime positions here just to receive teams on arrival.
Aj sad ti reci, brate mili.
Northern Lights have got a bit of a touch on this one. They don't have to
Glava.
they can kind of peel back away towards it. It's not brilliant, it's obviously not the best
So.
compound, but out of what you're going to get, if they don't think they can get up the hill cleanly, that's a pretty good shout, I'd say.
Dođe,
I'd
drag.
be pretty happy with that. M-Force would have hindered their progress.
Meni je ovaj
Same
game
as
prošli
Na'Vi
lago.
Lights, of course, on the other
Nešto
side.
nije uopće
Shift
mi dobro
W
radi.
trying to get a little cheeky on this one. Chris maybe getting a little too ahead of himself, but Shift W and Omakan will clash here. I don't know how much so if they can disengage. No, they can't. There we go. Vascu does find one of them. I'm wondering if Chris makes it away alive. They're in a really precarious spot. And then
Kilija
Blaze
kaj
coming
pao.
flying in. FaZe not far off either.
Imaš li TikTok? Nemam TikTok, ljudi.
I guess triangle between
Imam Instagram i ovaj...
Oni ste pitali za Emku TikTok.
Pa može i to. Nemam ni to. Aj sad je Rangel jedan, molim. Laganici.
Ali su Fazeovci loši, je.
Jevi ga, ne mogu biti dobri u svakom gameu. A čekaj, kako to FaZe onda... To je baš FaZe klan i onda on... To je isti FaZe koji u...
Organizacija Faze je to.
Isto koji u CSGO.
Da. To su ti sve organizacije koje plaćaju ljude da igraju tak za njih. Eto.
Mogu bi se prijaviti za koju neku.
Buš.
Da vidimo jel bi me. Pa što ne bi, evo. Moram negdje pitat nekoga da me ubaci. Ubaha.
Jedino možda u Zagreb Holding.
Misliš da bi me primili?
Pa Kuske, ovi što su Kuske, Bračale i ovi. To ti ista organizacija, Hrvatska. Oni imaju CSGO tim, a sad ne znam li oni imaju šta plaća, ne, to je...
To ili ovo tu. Makar je to daleko nala.
Isuse Bože, ali sam ja cigara popušao. Majke ti mile.
Di je Kaponov je?
Može rat.
Ovo će da tebi profil budu.
Dok ispend reka kojeg frera.
Ide ko? Ide na apartmane, idem po ovaj buggy što je tu dole. Da ja odmah to skrijem. Tam ima ulaz, daće, još jedan buggy.
Stvarno, šta je ovo sve tu nabacano? Jesi se podapro? Znaš ti da do nove godine nije prošao jedan dan da se ja nisam okupao. Ma bravo, brate. Vrlo pohvalno što se kupaš. Haj.
Dobro je dok ja imam 3x ovaj i redot. Fino ćemo se gađati. Mislim da je čak samo jedan lendo na apartmanu. Nisam siher, ali... Nisam siher. A moglo bi biti tak.
Veselar na meni.
Hoćeš uzimat ba?
Ima mi.
4x imam viška.
Imaš.
Ostavljam na SLR-u tu. Znači, rat minija. Znači, ima se. Prokrom dere. Jel ima sedmica ko, viška?
Ne. I meni bi trebalo malo.
Bilo je vamo u ovu SKS i može.
Evo ti chickpad.
Imam chickpad.
Dobro. U bazenu, jel?
Ja.
Ko će prije Vex?
Evo ja imam tu. Možeš ići.
Ne bi znao. Pazi da ti nisu došli ljudi.
Ja imam sedmicu, mene ne treba.
Ja imam 100 komada double stack.
Idi po njih, mene ne treba.
Pa čekaj, sad ćemo mi tu još naći. Evo, našao sam ja tu još 60 komada. Oj, šta mi zadropa. Što mi tu u sredini zona? Dobra zona. Može mi odmah muvat ako hoćete.
Može.
Imam ja 200, evo, znaš. IQ novi. Jesu to oni?
Da, ali ne igraju oni danas, oni sutra igraju.
Dobro, igraju s nama, jebi ga. U gameu su. Šta ću?
Gdje ćemo, šta će?
Ma gdje god. Evo ovo tu. Makar nemo tu zašto s autima. Ne znam da to staviti desna daći još.
Hoću, uzet ću, daću.
Da te ne bi ekipa još šamarala.
Neće.
Ima koga glava?
Nema, ja uzem drop, niko puc.
Aj jao, on samo da je drop i dobro.
Sad će ja pali spremno. Realan, prozor se razbi sad, ja ne znam šta je se desilo.
Govno se obesilo. Ne znam. Možda je neko tu.
Pa nisam čuo ni kretanje ni pucanje, odjednom kuće kraj mene.
Evo tu sedmica, majke ti mile. Ko voliš.
Treba i meni.
Reci, ajde.
Dođu.
Reci. Evo mogu, ajde.
Moramo ići u dućan. Auto. Sa svih strana auto.
Ček, imam fight.
Odakle je? On je sleđaša zbio.
A ne znam, salt negdje, tak da. Moraš paziti kad ćeš.
Ti je u kući.
Jesam isto. Imaš tu gore sedmi. To po tebi Vex, close-u.
Na brdu sam mislim. Daću su izbušili. Čekaj. A sad se okupu su ekipe oko nas.
Isto miš.
Još nam dolazi Isus.
A da.
Gdje je stao?
Ajde,
A
reci se
sam
naprijed.
isfilo,
Koji god da broj, vidi, 144 novih slučajeva prijavljeno. Koji god da broj pišeš, trozna neka si izbačiti novih slučajeva na podržaju.
Koronavirus.
Koji god broj bila 500, 501, 508 sam čarila. Svaki broj, ali to
A Zlato, pa ne mogu ja što...
pričaš, što si kuda jebote? Pa ili igram jebote, ali vidiš da igram? Pa čuo sam te jebote, čuo sam o čem pričaš. U jebenoj koroni.
Neko više i tebe i Bill Gates i boli me kura za njih. Te više lijevu pičku.
Dva svačišta s magijom. Evo. Isuse, na novih su naletili. Kako brat razgleda to M-kom, to nisu isto. Gle ovo. Imamo tu koji extended piše.
Ne, ja jedan ima.
Hvala na subu. Sajba.
Šta će ti sam suba, ne brini se.
Gore stav ulaz. Ne znam je li to od sad ili?
Ne bi znao. Extended. Nema. Dobra zona. Top.
Može.
Vinki, vinki. Evo iza nas. Lele pu. da se probu gore.
Bušna ti guma je, brate, malo šta da radi. Bam. Kakav net imaš? Imam optički, brate. Popički net.
Lagani popički. O, majku ti. Bagi. Vidim ekipu. West. Pitam 2 puta. West dole. Negdje, još negdje drugdje.
Sišao iz Ridge.
Jedan je dobio 2 hit.
Sjeli u Bogiju.
1.
Na stijene od...
Daća kod glave.
Ode gore uz.
Jedna ekipa na kućici. Iza nje. Neću.
Gore na kućama imaju jedne.
Dvjesto kroz 100, ti si na konju, brate, a drugi 100 kroz 100 VTF drugi. Pa 2 ima se. Ha, program riješio, brate. Crkni jebote, čača.
Hoće od zgrada i od vode prema nama.
Na nas.
Ovaj Novik je prvo dole bio, ne? Sad je gore.
Sad je on prošao baš s auto. Sad nisam vidio, jel sam ili je bio još.
Ide daće. Liko puši od vas, puši Vex. A ti glava, to tebe ne. Bra. Vex,
Molim.
uljes. Sad ne znam, sranje zona. Zona, sranje. Tu su stali, ekipa.
Vidim ih tam na stijenama.
Kamen. Pitan u glavu. Stali su, ja mislim.
Da, tam na kamenima dvojica tam, moj Mark.
Možda ovdje uzeti.
Evo tu ispred mene, ne? Jesu. Trebali bi vjeriti tu kill jer su tu stali sa daćom i sa bugjem. Ovo govno game, Salberi da je jebote
Tu
Salberi.
gore, pazi, trebao bi biti jedan.
Pa da,
Te
znam.
kućice.
Uvijek zona završi na nekom glupom mjestu, a jest, pogotovo u ovom ranku. To ti je tak.
Vex, hoćeš jednu pjesmu? Hoću, brate. Vidi malo ločke pa se piše ili...
Desno od mene, va. Tu će na ovaj...
Carry.
Gledaj,
Na
dobro.
carry grom. Ovdje nema nikoga kako sam vidio. Evo jest, pao jedan.
Oni su iznad, jebe mu krv, ja sam vas razumio na heriju da su.
Siđi van dol. Imaju jedni dol. Nisi tako brzo mogu dati.
Gledam ja za push, ajde s desne strane.
Vizar, bjež. Jebote, krval mi dan za pičku.
Moraš puć glava. Imaš tu luta kod ovog isto.
Ne idem ja tebi.
Dođi. A sad dvije ekipe imam. Jedna je tu dole stala. Jedni su još tam na kamenjima trebali biti. Ne znam jesu li. Ovo će možda ispušati. Cijelo nozi me ispikao, komarac ja, bem ti sunce.
Vam dao jedan.
Back već.
Povuci.
A jeben ti život, ne mogu ja. Desna ekipa me gađa. Jebeni komarac me pika po nogama.
Kako njega brat ne gađa, nije mi
Ali
jasno.
njega brat ne gađa, znači...
Ja mislim da je dosta za mene danas.
Ajde još jedan game.
Ma ne mogu, žičan sam zbog Zoom, igram glupo, nemoj, neću. Lakše vam igrat tu ne da mi se.
Kurac, neramo me igrat više. Unlucky. I da, nisam dobio za ove. Ali niš javo da vam da. Nemamo s kim za igrat.
Ništa, ajde.
Izija me komarac, izija. Da vidimo pupk. PCS2. Europe Group Stage. Šta je to?
What happened earlier?
Well, obviously you have to think and say, you know what, we're playing 24 games total. This is fine. We can easily step by this. And this is also where I feel like when you have an experienced coach with you, that's where he really plays into a huge role, saying, the guys, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna reset and like doing it from map to map. And when we're swapping maps is obviously a good thing, but it's the harder thing. But then when we're talking in terms of a reset between maps, like, okay, we're going over to different map, and like that's also another kind of motivating factor, saying, all right, guys, we had some bad games on Miramar. Let's just shrug it off. Erangel now, we're looting the best place on all of Erangel, and we're gonna just destroy these guys. And that's a real huge thing for coaches to like talk to, motivate, and make sure these guys are feeling comfortable. But it also like being able to shrug off like each game. If you have a unfortunate game, look at the positive sides, get the constructive criticism over with, and talk about what you can improve for next game. And if it's stuff that is without your like control, where you couldn't have done anything better, or you're already in a rough spot from the beginning, focus on that. Like focus on the positives. And that's as I said before, like this is where the coaches there really a huge role in, and making sure that these guys are performing as well as they can.
Taking a look at how the last two games are going to pan out, obviously the more established teams, or the players that have maybe been playing the longest, will have a little more experience on Erangel. How much of team stability and just being in the scene for longer, does that have any impact at all, Toby, on how well a team could potentially be doing moving forward? Are we going to see them react any worse to difficult situations if it's stuff that happens rarely? Or is this a kind of case of it really doesn't matter, it's down to ability on the day, and you take things one game at a time?
I feel like we're at a point now where
upali nešto drugo pa igraj. Vrate šta da upalim, nemam volje ni za što.
Tetris.
A?
Tetris.
Da, Tetris jedino.
Minesweeper, ak znaš kako se to igra.
Ma je.
And yeah, I think it's pretty easy to tell with the way most teams are playing. We never see a lot of stress coming in. It's normally pretty good.
And Martin, I guess a similar question. The teams are going to have to start thinking after today about opponents, because at the end of the day it's a group stages. So from day to day we're going to have different people in the lobby. And I think Batulin's actually mentioned in his interview, well, we haven't got Tornado Energy with us today. We haven't got breathing down our necks, which means that every time the opponent switch, you basically have to effectively relearn or just replay a completely different scenario. I imagine the coaches, like you said before, are going to be so important to getting the teams ready for this. How do you cope with it as a player?
Well, obviously it's down to preparation, and for me, it might not be super obvious, but for me, like when these guys, and you talk to these guys, how they prepare, they are looking at timings. They're looking at opponents. You have 23 other teams that you have to prepare against, both timings wise, where they loot. Are they a fast moving team that will loot for a couple of minutes and then get out and then start rotating, or they're slow looting team? And where does your rotation fit into this? And like one thing that's extremely important is this, like the know thy neighbor. You have to know everybody around you, south, east, west, north. Where are they moving? When are they moving? What's your way to get closest around them? Can you somehow skip in front of them? And knowing that for 2 maps, 23 teams with shifting lobbies, it requires such a huge amount of preparation. And the more you can prepare on this is also why Battlein said this. Like I've been analyzing the teams. I've been looking at PCS Charity. I've been looking at PCS1 and how can we prepare on this. And for an established team, everybody's rule is the benefit is that everybody will respect your drop spot. For a new team that just qualified, is that they already know
Redline
how
5.
they play, so they only have to prepare for less teams. So there's both pros and cons for being an established team and also being a new team that just qualified for this.
Great. Well, speaking of established teams versus new teams, Toby, we're looking at the standings right now. And at the moment, this is actually the first
Ti
time
su zelenu jedu na Miramar.
taken Northern Lights, I believe, and they now sit at the top, but not far behind them, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's 24 games.
Nice.
Navi and Ents both on 33 points, and they've actually been there or thereabouts in most of the games. So even if they're not coming away with massive chicken dinners, they do seem to be able to take those points hauls away from a lot of other teams. Is there anyone that you're looking at going, actually, I think this team can score even more points in the last 2 games?
Well, I mean, I think overall, there's a pretty clear divide, and actually rare in the start of a tournament to me that we see this, where it's a lot of the open qualifier teams, at least right now, that are down the list, and a lot of the invited teams that are up on top. Normally, especially early on, when it's still kind of the Wild West, you gotta kind of feel out the lobby. It tends to be a little more like, I feel like the early parts of the tournament, and that's why I always put emphasis on wanting to see some of the is where the buffet is open, is where teams can go out and get those extra points because they're in a situation where your opponent, who might be a better team, who might be a more established team, might not know what to expect. Give them a day, and they'll almost fully understand what you're planning on doing next, maybe before you know it yourself, especially the real good teams. And if you don't capitalize and abuse that, your teams like Liquid, FaZe, and all those teams we know, I mean, there's a reason we talk about FaZe Sunday, right? Sometimes they just need a couple of games to figure out the lobby, and once they do, once they know, once all the pieces are there, they can start putting them together. That's where they become scary. And if you, as an open qualifier team, haven't been able to get the points needed before that point, it just becomes that much harder for you to keep obtaining points when your opponents continue to get better and better.
Sure. Well, I think that's actually a really good point about being able to adapt. So, Martin, I'm going to throw one more question over to you, and that's going to be, out of all the qualifying teams that are in the lobby today, is there anyone in particular that you think has actually been able to adapt or has been toe-to-toe with the established teams, or has generally just been looking more comfortable than the rest,
Really?
say? Is there anyone at the moment that you've got an eye on where you're thinking, actually, these guys are performing all right?
Yeah, like we can already look at the standings and say, just by that, I think both Bystanders and Shift W has been doing extremely well and taking on some of the teams. And we know these guys are skilled. Like, they've been either luring in the shadows, waiting for the chance to step up and take a chance to fight the big teams, or have already been on established teams and been playing at the very highest level. So these two teams are already looking to take a big share of the prize pool, and also potentially the points of the day. So I'm excited to see how they're going to be able to play in the last games.
2 games left, 4 down, and only 2 more opportunities for these teams to make an impression on day 1 of PCS2. Pansy, Sims, show us what we've got in store for game 5.
Thanks. Northwest and southeast. Rich, you're back with me. How are you feeling? Are you ready?
You know, we're getting there. It's been fun so far. Nice to get a glimpse of Erangel and look at a sign of things to possibly come. It was a bit of a, I want to say, it's not selling on a weird circle, but a more different one. It was a bit more structured towards the end. There were no major compound crashes, so to speak. Liquid obviously playing that perfectly with the push up at the start to regroup the team, deal with the opponents towards the northern side of the circle, and then pull back and set yourself a fighting chance to take control of everything and have an angle on every single bloody player. Like, it was a very good read and a very good call for whoever made it to be able to work that. So, good job by Liquid, nice win, decent 20 points in the back. They absolutely did need.
Od kad znam za njih idu ovaj dio Milta Paverita.
But it's good old Erangel. It's same story as ever. There's a bit more of a there's no pun intended with it being less of the Wild West and more of probably more constructive circle reading.
Vidi, Shelter, Prison, Clear.
Okay. Constructive circle reading. Is that
Trknu ga autom.
Oh no.
Constructive circle reading. No. Oh, well, we've got a knife, but if he throws that, it somehow did something.
Oh!
Has he flashbanged him? He's actually flashbanged him in the car. Oh my god, this is just...
Ajde, sad će ga izrektat će ga, tako će ga izrektat.
You've had this done to... Oh, okay. Okay, now what is interesting is the player to the left-hand side does have a scar.
Ovaj ga beta.
Oh no.
Oh, they've pulled up with the barrel.
Wait.
Oh.
No,
Go on, Orange.
Throw it in.
Oh, he's done it! Yeah, he's got it again!
Ovaj ga zatuko s nečim.
It's
Ejo!
He's done him!
Ovaj Orange je brutalan igrač, stari moj, da vidiš što je malo pre napravio. Kak ih je trojicu poroko.
He's just gone full Jason Voorhees on them.
Oh my god, he
I ovoga
just
trećega.
double knifed him.
Okay, someone get that man a Jason Voorhees mask. He's just absolutely battered them.
Send that to the top of Reddit
Even the stream's
immediately.
like, what the hell was that?
I love the fact
Strava.
that he actually just give up the barrel and says, you know what, credit to you, take my gun. Take my gun.
Oh. Oh, you love to see it.
There's no way you... Oh no.
He's worth being picked up just for that.
Brought a knife to the gunfight. And it worked.
In Russia, knife beats gun.
They've had this happen to them before, haven't they? They didn't want it to happen again.
They've learned. Oh. Oh, I didn't expect that. Really didn't expect that. Then
Oh, go on,
let's watch
please.
it back.
Let's just-
Yeah. Yeet. Oh. You love to see that. That does make you smile, doesn't it?
Let's play the day so far. Top that one.
Ne, ovo je stvarno bilo
I'll give
ono...
it play of the week. I'll preempt it. Someone's gonna have to beat
Top.
that.
Šta im je napravio? Top.
Well,
Stunning.
okay. Yeah, it's one of those moments where I'm kind of lost for words. That should never have happened, but he made it work. Fair play.
I'm just still
Can't
smiling.
believe it. Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
holy.
It's good stuff. You pull up with your barrel, the most OP gun in the meta right now. You're like, alright, don't worry, boys, I got this. No. No, you don't.
Nem fordulsz.
Double yeet.
Senix.
Oh, that was good. Alright, Western Circle. Gonna bring it back. Nothing much to write home about, really. It's pretty far into the water, I'll say that, but otherwise, it's not that interesting.
There's plenty of water in play. I suppose that's going to be a factor as these circles start to shift, and we'll see where we go. Navi relocating down to Prim. Definitely be holding the heads high after that one. It's also actually a good position to be in for this circle. The rest of the teams will have to work their way over towards the west. It's a good 40% war, I want to say, as well, because it does surround it, even to the point where we roll into Georgia Pole Bay. That's quite encapsulated all the way around. TV are actually making their way towards the depth, so they have to be careful they don't overstep the boundaries here and get a bit too close for comfort, especially at this stage in the game. ETG are just kind of like, well, we have shot ourselves in the foot. We need to now play passive because we've just been completely done over by Navi. Better luck next time could take the Longwoods. They'll have to be aware of Navi coming out of Prim. Maybe scout it. Depends what they've been watching or what they're aware of. Golby decides to run his coach over. I'm sure I'll have a few things to say about that.
Extra VOD review for you.
There's Clan, reminiscent of the old times, taking the long road here. Well, on the eastern coastline, pass through Mansion, maybe go through, or maybe just around Yaz, take the ponds and go more towards the north. With the path that they're on, you'd assume they're not going more towards the... well, out of my way. See where Bears do make an entry point. I'm intrigued if there's going to be a lot of people, if it's busy. The north certainly is. Car just goes flying off the side here. He's actually recovered it and I have no idea how. Are they going to take this fight? That's a banger of a shot. Straight out the back of the car and
so
instant
good.
confirmation. Danamon is destroyed. That's a
So
shot.
controlled. That was such control on that shot. I mean, poor old Lipson's like, well, what am I meant to do now? How am I meant to keep up with this nonsense? absolutely just laser beamed them. Sets in all kinds of troubles, spinning around. Was it Kylie Minogue who sang that?
I'm spinning around, move out of my way.
Yeah.
Daj šuti, glupačo.
Why do you know that so readily as well?
Don't ask. This is unfortunate when you work as an engineer out on the road, like the radio
was this
just
like
becomes your
heart
friend.
radio, yeah.
Yeah, like
Those
you just spend all
capitals.
day driving.
What? 1 G's? 1 G's! Who could have...
Ma, namjerno se ubije da ne dobije oni kill. Da znao da
Let
su
me
ga
just think about
opkolili.
this. Did he just
No.
deny? No, Martin's messaging me, so I'm actually just... I'm about to say it. Martin's messaging me at the same time. I'm pretty sure that because there were so many players and they knew what was going on, he put the molly down himself and held the nade to deny the point. I'm pretty sure that's a deny.
It's so freaking lame though at this point of the game. Like, in day 1, match 5.
I suppose there's nothing else you can do, though.
God forbid you
again,
try
you've
and
just
take
seen
an
what-
unfavorable fight.
I'll be just
Are we
did
going to
with
say
a...
with every single fight,
the
we
knife.
just say... Yeah, I'm about to say, like, so here's the thing. I get it. I understand. But the problem is, it ain't that fun to watch. And we are spectator sport boys. You know? Like, we out here entertaining. We want that moment. And I get it in final circles. I understand that. I don't like that.
It is what it is. I suppose as well there is a kind of to add on to that, like denying a point at this stage in the game. Last game, yeah, I get it. Last weekend, yeah, I kind of get it. Day 1, if there's absolutely nothing else to do but deny a point, then fair play.
Do you know what? If they win or lose by 1 point, fair play. If they,
remember this.
fair enough. Put it on my tab, but that's a circle.
That's a water circle, Lauren. We're back in 2017. Get your swimming caps out and dive in. Temple Storm would certainly be loving this one. We've seen a few of these where they're coming onto that. Yeah, I remember. I remember Zampa back in the day going down and being an absolute. There's a couple of words I could use, choice ones, but he would take out every single tire on West Coast, so no one else could transition. It's like, this is great. This is fantastic.
So filthy at the time. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Those were the days. Unity. Trying to do what they can. Clamoring for those points as well. They do get 1, which means they jump up to the dizzying heights of 12th currently. 16 teams, 57 players still alive. Hopefully we don't have to see people having to worry about those 1-point giveaways. ETG on the way through as well. FaZe, a little bit of trouble there actually. If it's Batulins who's watching you, I'd be a little bit worried. That man can land shots, but so can Uber, so you can't... no out on the beach fronts this time. Rustamart looks like he had the bad end of the stick, and it looks like the rest of them want to try and get back at Paige, but Paige on the run. On the outskirts here, plenty of teams kind of, I don't know, scrapping over very little. This is way far out in the northeast side, just about making it in towards a new circle. And yeah, FaZe, Redline, M4, Northern Lights, all these teams fighting out. This is a really, really brutal area now.
Yeah, and all this kill feed action that you see and go down at the moment. Oh, you further enough away from that thing? Only just. Very little amounts of HP, but the nade could be good if it lands close to him, just given how much HP. Oh, that was unlucky. So close, but that kill feed, yeah, all the action that was going down, that was basically West Coast. FaZe Clan came in, Northern Lights just got in from the backside of it. They're on the edge, skirting the edge of the northern side of the circle here. Ents are actually in the field besides that. FaZe Redline, you can see action going down, the little mini feed. Onto your right-hand side here. Still dodging, weaving, ducking, diving, but the cavalry has arrived. All of a sudden, this last player, which I'm assuming RL coach, which was just that's Yannick, has gone down. Okay, rather unfortunate, but hell, the rest of Redline can continue onwards. Decent shot though, nice little headshot from distance. Pushes Michael and Co back. The problem is they can't really go anywhere. They're pinned towards the sandbanks because of M-Force's position. Speaking of position, Kilyak is in the perfect one. Overhead nade could be great. His teammate can also watch his cross, but the reload instantly cancels it and just goes for the swing. Job done. Michael in the kill feed as well, still back onto Tenix. Flamey through the smoke will at least get the heal off for now. Nade at his feet, nothing you can do. Bystanders step out. Swiftly followed by Etigot.
Yeah, let's take stock of what we've got. It's basically a massive brawl on the kind of northern half of this. The pretty god tier compound is currently in Liquid's hands, and you imagine it will move towards the east tier purely because there's so much water in this. It's still pretty northern. Pretty decent for everyone barring Shift W and Na'Vi. They'll have to move up. Na'Vi can slide into a decent enough spot. Shift W can work around Quarry Stock. That'll be okay. Everyone's alright. Ents, though, their route could be a little bit more treacherous just because there's so many teams watching their route in. We've got Blaze more worried about the steps ahead of themselves, so that's not too bad. DV could do some damage. Oma can maybe. I don't think they'll go that far. I wonder what Ents is going to pull up on this.
Just trying to think where and imagine what they're going to go for. You do have like that little stairway to heaven just in the middle with the small compound that you can try and play off the back of, but you'd have to assume it's extremely busy. They're just going to go for swamp, and yeah, they're in. Car's in as well, and it has not survived. They're inside swamp, however, it is a hot area. Omakan in here as well. The problem is with this, it becomes a drastic issue with teams lingering on the outskirts. It is surrounded by 4 walls essentially. Yeah, it's one of those games where you can have a lot of players alive in the latter stage of the circle just because there's no real full-blown engagements yet. The ones that we've seen have been a bit scrappy, a bit messy, trying to fight over places here, there, and they are. That's the problem. They're not really here nor there because you don't take a full commitment, a full fight. Just
looks like Na'Vi might push towards red line. Hold on. Let's see if they try and take Michael. They got the pick on one of them. I think that was Marv who's gone down. And they pulled up. Yeah, nice little read on that. Marv's dead in the water. Besto's not going to let that miss. And if they've been keeping track of the kill feed, I don't know if they have been. I imagine they'll keep a good eye on it. As they know the red line's in a little bit of trouble in that regard. They don't know if they don't fully put it down just Michael, but they're going to find out soon. There isn't that much of a resistance to this compound. And no, it's not prime, but it's safe for now. And we get to see Na'Vi again.
Tell you what, I'm surprised Besto can actually see, because that is some vibrance. Every time we go on his POV, it looks like it's been flashbang continuously. Good lord. I mean, I'm not going to question it. The man is a god at this game.
Turn up your screen, mate. That's what's been holding you back all these years.
Oh, hi. Tell you what, when I do turn it on, though, it'll be really good. Playing.
Oh, yeah.
Out vision.
Just burning through your retinas. Yeah, this is a bit of a stalemate right now. No one's really going anywhere until the circle updates. That's about it. This is how it goes.
There's nothing really too much to say about this. We only really know what's going to happen once the action of the circle kicks it off and forces these engagements. But again, from where it is, I'd anticipate everyone just slowly moves more towards the mid unless we get an extreme drastic push. I suppose it is going into circle 4, so we kind of have a guesstimation to move more towards the east, which it does. And what we kind of expected is there. The players understand how these circles work. I would say I'm surprised that Northern Lights and Na'Vi haven't moved earlier to get ahead of that. But again, it can slot in anywhere, north or south. There's enough room to do that. So I get why, and I understand why. But they're not too far from it. They're a hop, skip, and a jump away from circle. I'm just trying to think what's going to be a really strong... I mean, Liquid are in a fantastic position. Looking at that map, better luck next time. Shift W we have to be aware
User
of.
joined your channel.
Jesi, bijeko.
And that'll give opportunity for maybe Liquid
Bijeko.
to inject themselves into that fight. A couple of nades, even a couple of long shots because of the compounds and the vision that will be provided by
Jesi,
them. They are in the god compound at the moment. They are kings of the castle.
Ajde, poslije 2 mjeseca napravio
Kill
kompjuter.
feed, Face Clan kicking off. Here we go. We touched on it. Chris,
Prvi put poslije 2 mjeseca sjeo za kompjuter.
Should see Chris.
Niko nije
turning
znao
back
šta mu je.
up on that kill feed.
Na kraju
And
napunja
Navi are
bila
sending it
isto.
in. They're going to head towards the kind of
Eto,
I guess
moguće.
very edge of this for now. They're not going to
Ali
overcommit.
da vidiš
Maybe
šta
take
može
their time.
napojena ta
M4's
uzrukova.
going to have
Znači,
phase
igram
not keep the
CS-a,
door over the western
upo
side.
priče,
Phase
ne
still
mogu
split
igrat
though.
preko
Fuzz
60
Face maybe being
FPS-a
left
lagan.
back to keep track of Northern Lights to ensure
I nisam znao šta je i ono, vremenom mi postalo baš ono skroz trkavala i čim upalim CS ili neku igricu ugasim se kompjuter sam. I nisam ostavio onako ono i zamijenio danas. Svašta igrao, tebo 60 maraka, ja 2 mjeseca. Nisam znao šta je.
Coming up against him from a depth. I thought that might
Da ne
be
gledaš
phase
ligu
to get them
prvaka.
to know it's from the other
Da,
side.
ne
Jeans
gledam.
from afar, and Chris
Ba
has
Bebs je
made
bao snima.
seals the deal. Plenty
Aha.
of these separate fights, mostly
Nema šta,
happening
ajde
on the
onaj,
southern side.
čućemo se ovih dana, bit ću ovdje.
Ajde, može.
Vidimo se.
Ajde.
It's still very
User
much a
disconnected
stalemate in
from
the
your
bigger picture
channel.
of things. You know, everyone's still holding their main compounds. Everyone's still really.
Brat.
If there's no need to move, then why bother?
Aga izjeba
And
na
Northern
pajanje
Lights
ovog.
and Navi have just moved into the circle. There's no real opposition to challenge them or stop them from doing that. It might not be the
Ovo
best
je
place in the world,
Force
but it's certainly
Sinistra u
something.
kurcu.
The nades from earlier on. Kissick fortunately left the server. Chris and Brexco, G2 boys, hunkering down. Smokes are up. You can see them just dissipating to their left-hand side. Fate must have some sort of information. Also be backed up by his teammate that is with him, so they can work that in tandem to maybe try and get a pick or two. If they get two, then they're going to be laughing. Navi's POV, 4 kills. Checking the God area at the moment, the God compound with a 3-stack at the front. That's Liquid's home territory. If that circle's favourable to them for the next one, if that comes anywhere down south, they're in for a back-to-back, in my opinion. That is the prime cut of the beef here on this map. Blaze, plenty of room to work with. They're over on the east. Could open amount of field, but they can't go too far again. That's because Clib, the back lines of that God compound, will have vision and all of that field. That's the big advantage with that compound they have is that the front 3-stack gives you everything in front. And it's basically full 360 vision. Apart from where you may see Chris and Co. and BL, it does dip off there, but everything else is just a full 360-degree vision. No one can really touch you or pull up on you.
Correct.
Down to the swamp, Cyrusen goes. Pokemon will sit back because only 2 of them up, so why not keep it 1-1? All of a sudden, everything that we've been speaking about in Team Liquid, well, that is removed from them. They have to move towards the swamps. Omikun and Ents are absolutely bloody laughing.
Oh yeah, they're happy. I hate playing out of that area, but I mean, I just don't feel it normally ends that way. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you normally see the circle heading in there. You kind of have to, like, you know, run out of it, and maybe one team makes it out with like 1 player. But this time moves away from the God compound, which is quite good fun. So we get to see them put the places. I want to see what Navi do, trying to get past Michael. Adepts can shuffle in, but look at that open field. This field's brutal. So in reality, if these teams on the outskirts don't have vehicles or a way forward, it's actually going to be really hard for them to run this route. It's a pretty treacherous approach. Northern Lights, luckily for them, still have it. FaZe have done... Actually, they didn't get Michael. No, I was thinking of Navi. Excuse me. FaZe found Sinister, so that's going to be another kind of element removed. And Fuzzface is going to start the treacherous journey of his own towards Northern Lights, but Northern Lights are seemingly quite aware of this. Perfectix and Batulin's already headed that way, and we're going to see Senya here. Navi, we love to see the webcams, we love to see their gameplay, apparently, all the time. Brexco's going to find better luck. Next time, the Southern Battle, Chris and Zoka, I'm not sure how much they can get done here, because they feel the blue coming their way as well. Blaze going to head up towards DB here too, and Michael going to try and take one with him, but does get traded on. I'm pretty sure the revive could come out too.
Buzzfest, though, putting a stop onto Northern Lights' advancement. Batulin will follow, go down. Perfectus will follow him through. See if we can give him, provide him some level of support. Itzy's out there in the field to cover him as well, so we'll see if FaZe making an advancement here onto the Northern Lights. Try and do some more damage. Lipson walking around with a molly. I get that you want to throw it in the window, but I'd certainly have that AR ready. You do have to take the fight. The blue tech